Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Nama Jazmina binti Zainal Azman. My metric number is 287994. So today I want to talk about physical abuse. So what is physical abuse? Physical abuse is an act where one person uses their body in order to inflict intentional harm or injury upon another person. So in other words, it's also known as accidental injury or beating. So this condition occurs when a child receives a physical injury from the treatment or a parent, guardian, or those who given a responsibility to take care of the child. So the issue of child abuse is not a new thing anymore in our country. And in fact, it is keep increasing from year to year, which we can always see on television, social media, and newspapers from time to time. So hopefully, you have never experienced this, as it can lead to a serious consequences for the abuse in the moment and even for an entire lifetime. Under the Malaysian law, as contained in the Children Act 2001, a child is considered to have suffered a physical injury if there are visible signs of injury on the child's body and this injury is not caused by an accident. So there are evidence such as cuts, scratches, abrasions, scarring, fractures or bone injuries, sprains, bleeding, burns, and more.
Assalamualaikum and a very good day. My name is Nur Aisha Madha binti Muhammad Shukri. My membership number is 289562. First of all, physical abuse of young children during the COVID-19 pandemic recorded a worrying increase in the relative frequency of hospitalization. All of them found that the lockdown created a convergence of several of the risk factors that can lead to increase in child maltreatment. For example, self-contained living and related factors such as psychological distress, increase in alcohol consumption, or economic problems. These issues were also associated with non-available or restricted access to external support such as medical, social service, schools, or nurseries, which is important to the diagnosis of child abuse, especially physical abuse. Prevention, diagnosis, and treatment of physical child abuse is key to the mitigation of adverse health outcomes. These activities examines when child abuse and neglect should be considered on differential diagnosis and the steps that should be taken to help affected children.
So the next point is I want to talk about the causes why this physical abuse still happen nowadays. First is abuse factors caused by abusers. The first point is financial problems. So when the finances are not well managed, the children become the victim of this abuse, especially from the standpoint of untended human rights, especially in the face of this modern and millennial era. So next is family quarrels. So the statistics shows that family quarrels is a major factor contributing to occurrence of physical abuse in Malaysia. This quarrel often stems from the parents themselves, who often quarrel or fight verbally for the minor reasons such as lack of money, uncomfortable house, and lack of communications in solving the household problems. So next is abuse factors arising from the victim itself. So based on the statistic reported, there are 5 factors including in the category of physical abuse, namely is hyperactive children, children cared by others during childhood, the child is a stepchild or adopted child, the child is illegitimate child, and the child is disabled child.
The effect of child physical abuse may last a lifetime and can include brain damage and hearing and vision loss resulting in disability. Even less severe injuries can lead to the abused child developing severe emotional, behavioral, or learning problems. Injuries to a child's growing brain can result in cognitive delays and severe emotional issues problems that could adversely affect his or her quality of life forever. Some effects of child physical abuse may manifest in high-risk behaviors such as excessive promiscuity. Children who develop depression and anxiety due to their abusive past often turn to smoking, alcohol, and illicit drug use and other unhealthy, dangerous behaviors to cope with their emotional and psychological scars. Of course, long-term things like smoking, excessive alcohol consumptions, and promiscuity can lead to cancer, liver damage, and infection from sexually transmitted diseases. This is why it's so important to recognize the sign of child physical abuse and take immediate action by reporting the abuse to the proper authorities. Effects of child physical abuse occur during or immediately after the abuse. The child will suffer pain and medical problems from physical injury and in severe cases even death. The physical pain from cuts, bruises, burns, whipping, kicking, punching, strangling, binding, and etc. will eventually pass, but the emotional pain will last long after the visible wounds have healed.
So next is the solution or prevention in the physical problem of abuse. You can take the important steps to protect your child from exploitation and child abuse, as well as prevent child abuse in your neighborhood or community. The goal is to provide safe, stable, nurturing relationships for children. So here's on how you can help to keep your children safe. So first, maybe you can offer your child love and attention. So nurture and listen to your child and be involved in your child's life to develop trust and good communication. So second is don't respond in anger. If you feel overwhelmed or out of control, take a break and don't take out your anger on your child. So third is teen supervision. Don't leave your young child at home alone. So if in public, maybe you can keep a close eye on your child. You also can volunteer at school and for activities to get to know the adults who spend time with your child. So the last one is know your child's caregivers. So maybe you can check the reference for the babysitters and other caregivers.
Recently, the nation was shocked after it was found that Rumah Bonda founder Siti Bainun and Razali had been abusing Bella, a girl with Down syndrome, who was placed under her care. Bella's case went viral on social media last year, as you can see here, when a woman claimed that the teenager was killed by hot water and was tied while under the care of Rumah Bonda, a welfare home. It was said that Siti Bainun had been abusing Bella for almost 4 months between March and June last year.
Bella kenapa sayang? Cakapnya mami doang tak ada. Bella kenapa?
Ikat.
Kena?
Ikat.
Kena?
Ikat.
Kena ikat? Bella kena ikat. Siapa ikat Bella? Semua? Siapa pukul Bella?
Following which, Rumah Bonda founder Siti Bainun and Razali was charged with 2 counts of neglecting and abusing the teenage girl, causing the victim to suffer physical and emotional injuries. During the court proceeding, disturbing details started emerging on how Bella was abused, where she was killed, and her food was spiked with vinegar and chili. The center operator is currently facing trial under Section 31 of the Child Act 2001, which carries a jail sentence of up to 20 years or a fine of 50,000 or both, upon condition. Touching on the matter, Nazim urged the authorities to not only focus their attention on Siti Bainun, but also a host of others who failed in their duty to protect Bella.